Episode 53 of the Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sakura, and I am the Beardcaster. Welcome to a podcast all about beards and mustaches and the culture and all the fun stuff that goes along with it. And hear the stories from the people and learn the tricks of the trade on how to grow and maintain your style with advice taken from our personal experiences. It's about the facial hair lifestyle we live and our daily lives in the world around us and how we deal with life. So please join me, Scott, as I share the stories about these people and hear how they are using their facial hair to do great and fun things. Email me, scott@thebeardcaster.com, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to say hi, have any questions, have any ideas for shows, just email me. You can find me on all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. All you need to do is just search, or you can go to thebeardcaster.com, and there's links to all my social media there, and you can also subscribe to the podcast there. So go now, do that. Today is my birthday, everyone, so thank you for all the wonderful birthday wishes I've gotten on Facebook and text messages. Thank you, everyone. I so greatly appreciate it. I don't know what to say other than thank you. It feels really good to be loved. That's all I can really say. And it's really great, all the new friends that I've made through the podcast. So because of my podcast, I have more wonderful friends to share my birthday with. So I appreciate all of you and thank you very much. On today's after school special episode, I talked to Pulpo from Pulpo Beard Oil, and him and I have had a relationship for the past year and a half or so. He reached out to me a while ago and asked me if I'd be interested in testing some of his oils out, and so I was like, all right. So he sends me a bunch of oils, and I tried them all out. They were great. They were awesome. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a review for you. And as life got crazy and busy, they got put on the shelf, and things just get by us. So I got back around to it as we ended up meeting up this summer in Austin and rekindled our romance, if you will. And since then, him and I have been in contact and been kind of working on some things behind the scenes. And as that was going on, I had sent out some products to our good friend Brandon King, who is on a previous episode, and he offered to do some reviews for the Beardcaster, and so what he put together was fantastic. It's awesome. So this episode is the interview with Pulpo, where we talk about where it all started from, how he came up with some of the awesome scents he has, just some stories about him growing up, and all just a whole bunch of fun stuff. It was a very interesting interview. We learned, it was a really, really cool. So, but then when you guys are done listening to the episode, you can go to the blog and you can get the full review written by Brandon. And you can get, like I said, you can get all of that by going to thebeardcaster.com / every time I do that, I think of Chad and him reprimanding me. So we'll go back one. Go to thebeardcaster.com /blog/53, and that'll take you right to the blog for this episode. Now, there's also a really cool giveaway that we are doing together. Pulpo Beard Oils and the Beardcaster have teamed up to give away a couple prize packs to a few listeners. So you're going to have to listen to the very end of the podcast. You're going to have to listen to the whole thing. And at the very end, I will tell you how you guys can try to win a prize pack from Pulpo Beard Oil. I highly suggest you check it out. So we're going to dive right into this episode. Here we go, and action. Let me have a sip of beer first.
I wish.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not really that good, so.
What you drinking?
I'm actually drinking, it's called Great Lakes Christmas Ale, and we have a brewery in Cleveland called Great Lakes Brewing Company, and was one of the first microbrews around the area, and they started making this Christmas ale about 25 years ago, and they release it like around this time, but like
Yeah.
the day they release it, I just heard a statistic on the radio, but at their brewery, they're pouring 1 pint every 6 seconds for 12 hours. There's like a line of people that just goes blocks down the road to get in there to get a glass of this beer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's like it's got like some spices, and it's a little darker, but it's got some nice spices, and it's a little tart. But I don't like dark, or I don't like IPAs. I don't like that big trend that everyone's like into right now with those. But
yeah,
they're too bitter. To me, it's like drinking pure cat pee.
I relate IPA with grapefruit.
Yes, that's exactly. It's like pine trees and grapefruit mixed
together.
Yeah,
it's like it just tastes like grapefruit. All of them taste like grapefruit to me.
Yeah, that's exactly. Any different one I have, it's like they taste exactly the same.
It's true.
All garbage. But yeah, I'm like I either like a super light beer, or I like a super dark one. But I don't like Guinness, but I like porters and stuff like that. And in fact, I had this one.
Okay.
I had this one last night up in Detroit. It was a light amber beer, but it was mixed with coffee. So
okay, I had a chocolate coffee stout yesterday.
Oh, those are so good.
Oh, it was. I thought it was gonna be stronger, and it was just smooth, like so smooth that they gave us like a shot just to taste it. And I was like, oh wow, like I didn't even feel it. Like it was just milky, a little milky.
Yeah,
which is not. It is similar to the texture of the Guinness. Mm-hmm. It's a little heavy, milky.
Yeah.
But a lot smoother than a Guinness.
Well, that's good. So now that we've had a beer talk podcast here so far, we're starting it off that way. So why don't you tell us who you are and what you do?
Well, my name is Jorge Montes, also known as Pulpo.
Pulpo.
Yes, sir. I'm a mechanic for the city of El Paso, and I also own Pulpo Beard Oils, which is my little side company.
Now, Pulpo Beard Oils. Now, that's you sent me some stuff over a year ago, and I absolutely love the stuff. You sent me like all your different scents, and you had some of the most different scents that I've ever smelt in oils, and that's what I really kind of drew me to your stuff. But not only that, it was my interactions with you. Like you and I were like emailing back and forwards, texting each other all the time. And, we really started to like build a relationship together. And that's, to me, was like the selling point on why your stuff is so awesome. Now let's take it back a little bit to how did you get involved? Like why, where did this all come from?
Well, I served 11 years in the Army. I always said, the day I decide to get out, I want to grow a beard. I want to go a whole year without shaving. That was always my goal. And actually, I wanted to go a whole year without shaving and without a haircut. The haircut part is super hard because I like to, look clean, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a clean look with just having a nice clean haircut and still have a nice kept beard.
But, the beard, I actually didn't, I started growing it and I started doing job interviews and, you already have that mentality of the Army that, you always got to be clean looking, And for me, I associated clean looking with clean shaven, Mm-hmm. Again, it was my first couple of months growing the beard. So I actually shaved it after 2 months. I did like 3 or 4 interviews and no luck. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let it grow. And I did. And then following interview, I came in with a nice cream beard looking good. And I actually got hired. And that's the current job that I still have.
So now one might say that because you grew a beard, you got a job.
Actually, yes, you can say that.
Oh, wow. See, we're learning all these new tricks about having a beard right now. That's pretty cool.
So with that, of course, comes the part of maintaining a beard, Because if your beer's not maintained properly, your wife won't kiss you. You know, your kids run away from you. So, you know, I was like, you know what? Let's start looking for some stuff. So actually, my wife bought me an oil in Amazon or something. Something that was like special for like $3 or something.
Do you remember what it was?
You know what? I do not. I just remember that my first, when I first smelled it, it smelled like oregano. That's the first thing that came to mind, right?
Man.
Yeah, and I was like, and it was strong. It was a good texture, but the first thing that came to mind was, oh my God, this smells like oregano. Oh. So I will only use it at night to go to sleep. And then, yeah, exactly. So I started kind of getting used to it. I was like, okay, because I like how my beard felt. I like my skin, especially my skin, because I have really curly and thick hair beard. So I noticed that it actually helped.
Mm-hmm.
So
it helped what? Helped your skin
it helped my skin. It felt better. Not necessarily the look, but more like the actual health of the beard, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that for me was everything, because my skin will get really itchy as the beard started growing. It gets really itchy, at least mine. So I noticed that the oil actually helped. So that kind of was one of my selling points on that. I was like, okay, I do need to use something. Mm-hmm. Everybody that I talked to that had a beard near me had no idea what a beard oils was or anything. They just said, well, use shampoo, wash it, and that's it. Now, like nobody knew anything.
Now, on a timeline here, about how long ago was this?
This was 2014.
Oh, okay. So
all
right.
At the end of, I got out of the military in 2014. So they were talking about like 3 months after military service.
All right.
So to speed it up, I actually bought a different brand of oils. You know, you start whatever you see that's kind of popular at that point. I bought everything out of Amazon. So whatever came up, I bought this other company's oil and I liked it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you know what? I think I might be able to do better. You know, between me and my wife, it's like, you know, if you invest and just you know, spend a little bit more money, you can just do your own thing, mm-hmm. you know? Mm-hmm. And, again, the scents that all these companies had were scents that I wouldn't use. So that was the main idea. Okay, if I'm going to do something myself, then I'm going to do something that I like, that I want to wear.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That's how the whole main idea started.
Now, just like you said, though, it's like when you are smelling, I mean, and obviously, since you make oils, you smelled a lot of oils before that and were able to derive that, yeah, these just aren't the smells for me. And I know I'm the same way too. You know, you kind of get sick of the cedar, the pine, the woodsy smell, the patchouli, you know, all that stuff just kind of gets, everyone does it. So, you know,
yes.
And, you know, when your stuff came and I start looking at all these things and I start smelling them, I'm going, holy crap. I'm like, these, I mean, there were concoctions that they were just beautiful. I mean, beautiful mixes, all different types of scents and stuff like that. So how did you was it just trial and error? You just tried different oils and scents and until you found something? Was it like you and your wife sat down together and had smelling tests and stuff? Or, you know, how did you come up with your scents?
So when we first decided to say, you know what, let's buy some stuff. We kind of just looked at least the company that I was currently using, right? So I'm like, okay, well, they do woodsy, they do this. So I kind of got some of those similar scents because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And then I remember we got some cedar wood, we got some orange, because I'm from Puerto Rico, so I like tropical scents, you know, orange, grapefruit.
Yeah, that was the one.
Pineapples and stuff like that, you know?
That was the one specific scent that I remember, the orange one you have.
Yes.
What's the name of that one again?
That's we call it piña orange.
Yes, I loved. What is that one?
That one, you know, again, when I started this, I didn't think it was gonna blow up as crazy. So piña means pineapple in Spanish. you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of started calling it piña orange. And that's basically the two main ingredients of the oil. So
Pineapple and orange?
Pineapple and orange, yes.
Oh, jeez.
So we just mixed it up. And again, when I wear that one, it reminds me like if I'm home, you know? If I'm in Puerto Rico, there's oranges, there's pineapples everywhere. So it just kind of takes me back. So that's how we started mixing, kind of thinking, what do you like compared to what's out there as well, you know? And I remember the first mix that I actually enjoyed was a cedar wood with orange. And it was kind of like a mix between what was out there in the market and kind of what I liked. And it was a cool mix. Like, I don't think everybody would like it, but I liked it, you know, and it's just different. But again, doing my researches and stuff, I found these other essential oils. And I bought a kit that had, like 40 different essential oils. And a couple of them caught my attention, like lemon, lime, peppermint, spearmint. And I was like, okay, I need to mess with those. And that's the evolution of the company, because I went away from the cedar and then I started mixing around with the different parts of like the pineapple, the orange, the peppermint, the spearmint, the vanillas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I just went away from
the traditionals.
Yes, I pride myself on trying to be as original as possible in everything that I do. There's nothing new under the sun. So it's kind of hard to be original on everything, but I still try my best to not copy anybody else's. That's the main thing I try.
Well, now you hit a good point there with how the scent, it gave you a reminder of being back home. And for me, one of my things that I really enjoy about beard oils or the different scents is how sometimes you can put a scent on and it just takes you to a place, like it takes you to a good memory in your life. Yes. And a specific one, I had someone give me a bottle of oil last night when I was in Detroit, and I squirted it in my hand and I smelled it, and it was like a tobacco smell. Now, something about the tobacco smell, it took me right back to my grandfather. Like, I just remember him coming. He used to work at a garage too. He was a mechanic. And I remember him coming home and just, you could smell like the motor oil on him and the gas and he had this scent to him that was like Old Spice, and he smoked, and he just had this scent to him. And that's what it reminded me of. It was just, he smelled good amongst having all those other weird scents on him. But as soon as I smelled this oil, it was like, it instantly took me back to that. And I was like, man, I love it just because the scent takes me back to a wonderful place in my memory, and it lingers, and it's just hanging out like under your nose, and it's just slowly going up there like all day long. And it's like, the wind would blow and it would just kind of catch that thing, and it would just give me, it made my day so much better because of the memories I was having because of the scent. Yes.
I associate that with, basically like nostalgia. It gives you a nostalgia feeling.
Yeah.
I can see that with, some scents, some smells, even food, Yeah. Sometimes you eat a specific food, not because it's great, but because it reminds you of a different time in your life. So
yeah,
I associate that with that. Yes.
But that's what's nice about what you're doing, because it's your scents are designed around the things that you've enjoyed in your life, the scents that take you back to certain places. And to me, that says and speaks highly of what you're trying to do, because you're making it more of an emotional experience than an experience of trying to make a different scent or something. So that's really admiring. Now, how did you go from just mixing some stuff? You find a bunch of scents that you like to be like, all right, I'm going to start an oil company. I'm going to start Pulpo Beard oil. Where did you come up with the name for the company? How did the whole idea of starting it, and how did you get it going?
Well, the name per se, actually before I even thought about a name, I wanted to make sure that whatever I was doing was, good enough and people would like it. I had a friend here at work. He also had a beer. So I'm like, hey man, can you try this out? And he's like, oh man, I really like that. Oh, I don't really like this one. And every day I would bring something different, and he would like them or not. I started associating with more, kind of looking around for more people with beards. And I have this, my friend who actually designed the logo, Jesse. He has, probably 18-inch beard.
Ooh.
He's been growing a beard since he was like 20 years old. School teacher, art teacher. And he was my selling point. I was like, look, if this guy likes my stuff, I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I remember giving him a sample of what I call my original scent, which was fresh ink. Which it was a simple mix of peppermint and argan oil. Simple, just simplistic, nothing crazy about it. It actually took me like 3 months to perfect it because it wouldn't be enough peppermint. It would be too much peppermint. You end up crying. So it was, again, the trials of it. But I gave him a bottle. It's like, hey man, can you try this out? And he hit me back up and he's like, bro, this is the best beard oil I ever had. So somebody that's been having that massive of beard and had it for, 15, almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's tried countless amount of different oils and companies. He's competed national. He's competed, all over the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
For him to say that, I was like, oh, wow, I do might have something,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it does. If you find a guy that, has an established history of trying different things, using different things, and they try your product and all of a sudden they're giving you rave reviews about it. I mean, it does say something. I mean, you obviously hit the nail right on the head.
So going back to the name part. So once I decided, you know what? I think I can sell this. I got to figure out how to do it. And I started, asking questions for different people that I knew understand the business. I have a octopus tattoo on my arm. And the reason why I have the ocean bottom, from the bottom all the way to the top. And the main piece is an octopus, and I believe I have like 3 sharks. And the sharks, they all represent my dad. And the octopus, I'm guessing, represents me. But what it represented, it was a moment. Again, goes back to the nostalgia feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rico, nighttime. Me and my dad go snorkeling and go actually fishing at night out in the ocean. And when we're swimming back to the shore, he communicates to me underwater, and he tells me, look that way. And when he, puts the flashlight on, there's an octopus just walking on the, there was a, what's it called? The seaweed, on the underwater vegetation.
Uh-huh.
He's just walking, like minding his own business. But the way he was walking was like, head back, just taking his time, like he on the spot, like there was nobody around him.
Like the arrogance of an octopus.
Yes, I'm telling you, it was like, I mean, I was maybe 12, 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took me because I knew what an octopus was. I seen him, in the aquarium or something.
Yeah.
But I never seen him there live on the water, just, in his own environment. And I don't know, he was just, again, moving and walking like he on the spot, like he was listening to music and there was nobody's going to bother him, and that just, it was so impactful that it always stayed with me. He tasted delicious because we took it home, but we definitely took it home. But
okay, now I want to take a step back here because now you've piqued my interest. how on earth were you guys fishing?
What do you mean?
Well, were you like, you said you were swimming.
You're snorkeling.
Oh,
Well, we're snorkeling.
Okay,
so,
snorkeling.
Yes.
All right.
So, we have the mask. We have the little snorkel. We both have a harpoon gun.
All right. Okay, now it's all coming together.
And a little sack that we, whatever fish we find.
You were 12. You did have a little sack.
Yeah. Touche. But yeah, so that's basically what it was. We did it as much as we could at nighttime.
Why
during the daylight?
Okay, go ahead.
Why night?
Yeah, why night?
Okay, so fish, they sleep. So if you go at night, the water is more calm, and the fish is just there floating. I'm guessing sleeping because they don't move. We had these flashlights, on the water, flashlights, and they have 4D batteries, right? So that's a lot of power.
Yeah.
So you come in, you can see the fish outside of the main spot of the flashlight. Like, okay, there's a fish there. And then you just focus that flashlight straight to their face. And it's deer in the head, it's just boom. They won't move for like 5 seconds, which is enough time to shoot them, grab them, put them in the sack, and go. So you actually get a lot of better fishing at night than during the day. Because during the day, what you have to do to fish, you actually have to go deeper. That way is darker.
Oh.
So
we used to go night fishing, but I fished in Lake Erie, and it's just gross anyways, but we would go at nighttime and we would never catch anything, but it was just the whole thing of the relaxation. Yeah, the water was calmer, and it was, no one was out there. We were by ourselves. We would just cast out, and we would just, for hours and hours and hours, and we would do it week after week after week and never catch anything, but it was just the serenity of the moment.
Yeah, just go. How was the temperature on the water?
Oh, well, I mean, we'd go in the summer, so it would be like, we'd go on nights when it was real warm. So the water temperature was probably in the 70s, it would be like upper 70s, low 80s at night, and we would go between like 11 o'clock at night and 4 or 5 in the morning. So in Puerto Rico, even November, December timeframe, you can go at midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the water still be 70, 75, 80 degrees. Oh, it's so nice.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm sure you miss that, don't you?
Oh, you know what? Yes. There's a lot of things that I miss, and that's one of them.
Well, how long have you lived in the United States then?
Well, I left. I came to the United States when I was 18.
Oh, all right.
So I'm 32 now. So yeah, because I left the island straight to the army. So I lived there all my life before the army service.
All right. So very interesting story about the octopus. Now, how did you? So you just decided to incorporate the octopus into your logo, which, once again, your logo is beautiful. It is still one of my favorite logos for any beard oil company, any beard related thing, just because it's a skull with tentacles for the beard. I mean, it's perfect.
With the whole name, I had changed my Instagram name to Pulpo, right? Pulpo Barbu, which is, Pulpo Bearded, octopus, bearded octopus, however you want to put it. And, when I finally decided, you know what, I'm just going to do my own thing. I didn't even think about bombs, you know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what, I'm just going to call it Pulpo Beard Oils. Yeah,
we don't need bombs. Bombs are just a waste of time.
I didn't think about it. Yeah. I wasn't making them. So I'm like, look, I'm doing oils. That's what's going to go.
Yeah.
And
you were focused.
It sounded good,
You had the vision. You had the direction.
So, it sounded good. Pulpo Beard Oils, even the initials, PBO. It just, it sounded good.
Yeah.
I actually had 2 logos before the one that I have now. I had my tattoo artist do a quick logo, but he didn't understand my vision of the logo, so I can't really blame him for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a couple of bottles, print them out myself at the house and just give them out to the guys and sold a couple like that to like my local guys. And then another friend of mine, he just went online and put Pulpo Beard Oils on it and found an octopus online and put it on there. And I sold like 2 bottles of that. I was like, okay, I know I have the substance.
Mm-hmm.
I need the look, So again, talking to Jesse, art teacher, amazing artist.
Now this is the guy. This is the guy that had the beard for the long time. That was the guy that kind of.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. All right. So he's almost been a part of the process from basically day one. So I told him, look, man, I need a logo. I'll pay you. I don't care. And he's like, okay, I got you. And maybe like a week, 2 weeks later, he gives me the logo. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, this is it, And I grabbed it however I could, took it to a place. Hey, man, can you put this in some little labels? I want to put on my bottles. I got to add a name to the stuff. And that was the first batch of stickers, the labels for the bottles. With that, I was able to make 5 shirts with the same logo.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. Black shirt. I'm actually wearing one today. Black shirt, the logo, the exact same logo that was on the bottle on the shirt. And that was it. And then we had a meeting. We had a little barbecue at, I don't know if you ever heard of White Sands.
White Sands. That's where the military base is.
There's one, there's a military base in White Sands. But it's like, miles and miles and miles of just white sand, Oh,
isn't that where they do like the cars where they try to get them going as fast as they can?
Yes, they do them here. I know there's another place. I think it's in Alaska. They do them too. But
like the salt flats.
Here it's salt flats like that. Yes. Yeah. I know they shoot rockets and stuff like that again because there's nothing for miles, just sand. So we had a little get together there and we took some pictures. A group of us were wearing the shirts, and I posted them. And next thing you know, man, my Instagram is blowing up.
Wow!
Everybody wanted a shirt, so I went from ordering 5 shirts to selling probably close to 300-400 shirts of that same basic shirt that I first made.
Wow, that's impressive.
So what happened is they just didn't want the shirt. They're like, okay, we want the shirt, but we want the oils. And boom. So a shirt goes and every shirt went with 1, 2, 3 oils. 1, 2, 3 oils for every shirt. When the same guys that bought the shirt got the oils, they basically had the same impression you had. Oh my God, this is so different. This is, completely out of the blue. This is not normal. Let me order more, or let me order the next one, Mm-hmm. If they will order, fresh ink, I will do my best to send them a sample of, the Pina Orange.
Yeah.
A little sample, a couple grabs, enough to like maybe one use. And next thing you know, boom, they'll order the Pina Orange. And that's basically how I just went crazy, man. I went from selling 2 or 3 oils with the old logo to making 5 shirts to selling close to 400 shirts. And I remember that December, I was shipping out 10, 15, 20 orders a day for like the whole month of December.
Wow. Those are good Christmas gifts.
Yes, yes. Which was crazy because I remember my first couple of orders were from Canada.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea how to send something to Canada, So I had to go to the post office, figure out, a custom form. How do you send this? How long does it take? Because a lot of people want to ask you, 30 questions.
Yeah.
And I was like, I had no idea about all this stuff. So I kept going into the post office, bugging people. In Christmas, the lines will be like all the way to outside. And I had to go to the post office like twice a day to unload boxes and boxes. I was paying at the post office. So that took forever. It took me all that time to figure out that I could do it at home, bring the stuff at home. and then just go and drop them off,
Do you do like stamps.com or something like that?
I actually simply I use the USPS.com. I ship everything priority. So I keep.
You have a scale and everything?
Well, again, priority these days is a flat rate.
That's right. Those boxes. Yeah,
so
that's right.
Simply, and then that's my thing. Again, going back to December, if you order on a Monday, let's say Monday morning, I will do my best to have it shipped out by that same Monday.
Oh, wow.
Again, I would do 2 trips to the post office if I had to, because I wanted everything to be gone. If you order it, I'll do my best to ship it that same day. And because it was priority, so it will get there even faster. And a lot of people, started, hey man, I just ordered this and I just got it, So that started, building up the name a little bit faster. And even to this day, I ship priority. So if you're in California, you get it in 3 days.
Oh, wow.
When, compared to first class, you might get it in 6-7 days. So I don't know. Some people, some people just, they go to the bathroom and like, oh my God, I just ran out of beard oil,
Yeah.
They don't plan ahead. So I prefer you getting that oil right away than waiting, a week to get it, or some people even go buying something cheaper. That way they can sustain it until you get the other product. So.
Well, but that's called good customer service, and you obviously care about your customers.
I do. I mean, they're the ones, they're the ones buying. If you can seem to please them, then you're screwed.
Okay, now let's go this angle. So you're shipping out that much stuff. Now what's your production style? Like, how much products are you making at one time, and how do you make sure that you have that consistency from, a batch that you made 4 months ago is the same as a batch you made this week?
Well, I've definitely improved the way I do it now. It's a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, it was all counting. I would do each bottle, and I would count the drops to each and every bottle, So if a mix was 11 drops of I don't know, one of the mixes, then I will go, 1, 2, 3, boom, 11, next one. And I will do, 20, 25 bottles of each scent and have them ready, but they will be gone, they will be gone right away.
Yeah.
I also don't like to have a big stock. I like it. I like to, if I can if you order an oil right now and I can go home and mix it right now and ship it to you that same day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel there's a freshness to it,
Yeah, absolutely. One of the experiences that I've had is, I've had a friend who has an oil company, and he swears, he's like, okay, if you have had it for longer than 4 months, he's like, I don't want you using it anymore. You need to get fresh stuff. And then I've talked to other companies that are like, oh yeah, our stuff's like 2-year shelf life. Now,
you know what? When it comes to that, it's funny. Because I did this, I mixed one of each of my oils. I put it on a little box and I sealed the box. And I had it in my office. And it's funny because I just opened it after, I know it's over a year for sure, over a year. And that's the oil that I've been using this whole week. And it's still fresh, still smells amazing, still feels amazing. So I just wanted to try it, just to see how long do they really last?
I think what helps with that is, number one, if you sealed it up in a box, it's not getting any light. It's not, and hence why you guys all use like the brown bottles or the dark bottles, is it helps keep the light out, which definitely light is going to alter the chemicals inside of it, and it's going to cause it to either sour or change its scent smell. So, if you have it in a box and you could probably indefinitely keep it up there for 10 years and open it up and it probably smells just as good as it did the day you put it in there.
Yes. I just wanted to test it, because a lot of people, their bathrooms is usually not necessarily super lighted,
Yeah.
I know mine is a little bit darker, so my stuff is been there. I still have this one bottle with that original mix that I ever made. I still have a bottle that has a little bit on it, and every once in a while I just grab it and I put a little bit on, and it's still good, So it's just, again, it depends where you store it, how you store it. That's very true. But I like to try to make it on the spot as many times that I can,
Yeah.
If I make a big batch, it's usually gone that same week. So for me, a big batch will be, 100, 150 oils, close, maybe 200, depending on how much time I have to actually mix everything.
Yeah.
But they're gone right away. So.
And here's how this kind of all came about, was because, I mean, I'm constantly getting guys hitting me up all the time with wanting either me to review stuff or check stuff out and let them know what I think of stuff. And like I said, you and I had connected well over a year ago. We talked a lot, we texted each other a bunch, emailed each other a bunch, like I said, we built a relationship just off of just shooting the shit pretty much. And, I got to know you fairly well. And, so and you had sent me some stuff, and I, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I liked it. I tried all of it. And, I kind of put it on my shelf here in my basement with about 500 other bottles of oil that I had. And it's like, every time I'd come down to my basement and I'd be working on my podcast or something, I'd always see the Pulpo Beard. And I mean, your labels are beautiful. And I would always just feel bad. I'm like, man, I love this stuff so much. And, I just wish I had the time to like sit down and write something out and do something. And in the meantime, I'm still getting more stuff. And, so what I ended up having to do was I needed to kind of outsource someone that I felt knew a lot about the chemistry of beard oils and had tried a lot of them. And I figured, this person, I could send all my products to and be like, hey, let's try to, do some reviews of these products so we can, get the word out to people about the ones that we really like and try to help them, obviously sell more stuff and get out in front of people and have more people try it. So, one of my past guests, Brandon King, who was a fan of the podcast, and I had him on, and as I talked to him and got to know more about him, he really was all about trying different oils out, and he was like real scientific about stuff and like real particular about trying to figure out like why certain like carrier oils or the scented oils, what their specific purpose is. And so I shipped him out like all this stuff, and the first ones he went to were the Pulpo Beard Oils. And so we started talking about it, and these are bottles that you had sent me over a year ago. I send them to him, and I'm worried about the freshness on them and everything. Yeah. So I message you. I'm like, hey, could you send him a couple bottles, of fresh ones? Just because, number one, that was the test. It was how are the ones that I had from a year ago holding up to the brand new fresh ones that you had just made a week ago or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so he had already been starting to use some of the ones that I had sent him. And then like I said, I had reached out to you, and you ended up sending him some more. So he waited till he got the samples from you before he ended up writing this review, which if you go to thebeardcaster.com and go to the blog section for this episode, which will be episode 52, I'm going to have show notes, and I'm going to attach the review he did for Pulpo Beard Oils, which he gave you extremely high marks. I shared it with you because I was really impressed with the job that he did and how he broke everything down, like literally by how it made him feel, like, and the reasons why he would use a certain oil at a certain time of day and how he would mix them up. And, to me, it was just really fascinating at how deep he went with how he described and how scientific he was about all this stuff. So, but like I said, and I wanted to talk to you too, because I wanted to kind of get the backstory on all of this. And, you and I actually finally met this past summer in Austin. Once again, another Austin story. And, I didn't even think about asking you if you were going to be there. It was kind of one of those like, holy shit, there he is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I just saw you. I was like, oh, snap. Like,
I know.
And Austin was crazy for me because, I was only there one night.
Yeah.
I drove 8 hours right after work to get there. I didn't even go the first night because we got there super late the first night. Or actually, super late the first night. So I didn't even get to enjoy the first night of the event. And then I competed on Saturday. And after that, I competed for that. We drove back another 8 hours because my friend and we both had work that Sunday afternoon.
Well, yeah, and I'd ran into you at the after party. Like, you guys had just showed up, and I got there, and like literally, like, it was one of those nights where it was just there was too many people, too much stuff going on. But I saw you, and the two of us talked for about 10, 15 minutes. I know you were exhausted.
Oh, man.
and so, we shot the shit for a while. And of course, you give me like one of the greatest ideas ever. And that was, hey, why don't you podcast while you're going out on stage tomorrow? And I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And I'm like, thank you so much. I just want to thank you for that idea. And it ended up being so much fun. And I did an episode about it and everything. And, you can hear me go out on stage. I'm, talking to all the people out there and everything. And I greatly appreciate you for giving me that idea.
Oh, no problem.
And then it's
I thought that the host, the MC, he was lost when you try to kind of interview him.
Yeah.
I knew that in that part. I was like, oh man, that guy could have done so much more. With he didn't see what I was seeing. He should have seen it. But he didn't. But I'm glad that it worked out anyways.
Yeah, if it would have been Paul when he was, I would and that's what I was banking on, because Paul had actually mentioned a couple times about my podcast why he was up on stage, because I was down in front taking pictures the whole weekend.
Yes,
but and if it would have been Paul and I had interviewed him the week before, so we were fresh on each other's minds, he would have gotten it and it would have turned out much differently. But I
think so. Yes,
it still was cool though. But then it really stunk though, because then I like literally pass you on the staircase like the next day. You still looked exhausted. And you're like, dude, we got to get out of here. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even get to hang out with you anymore. Yeah. But it was still cool.
We got a good picture out of it.
Yeah, we did. And it was really cool.
That was dope.
And I'll use that picture as the picture for this episode too. So, but yeah, it just sucked because it was like, like I said, you and I had like built a relationship over the past year, just talking about, whatever, beard oil stuff.
What's great was crazy. I think we should, kind of say how it started. I remember going through my spam messages for Facebook.
I'm a spammer,
and I didn't even know I had this feature of spam on it. So I'm looking, I saw inbox, and I'm just kind of looking and erasing stuff, and I see this spam on there. I was like, what is this? And I have messages from like years.
Oh, wow.
So I have one from this competition. I know it was over a year because this competition that was going to be in Killeen. And it was like, hey, man, we see you. When now you're in Texas, would like to, come over here and be part of this competition? And it was actually, they were just announcing their second year of the competition. And this message was for the first one. I was like, oh, wow. So I didn't know this stuff was there. And I remember seeing your email saying, hey, I got this page. I would like to add you to it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. But again, you never know what you get in those messages.
Yeah.
I remember checking out your page and I was like, okay, I see all these companies. And I was like, all right. And I noticed that you had added me, added my website. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to contact this guy, see what is it about, and yeah, you were great. Like from the beginning, I thought you were just, somebody like a spammer or something, somebody just bored. But no, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I'm so glad that I really answered that email.
Well, but that's the thing too, is like, I will give everyone the time of day as long as if they're cool back, we can be best friends all day long. But if you, like, I even had a couple companies that were like, they emailed me back like real nasty and like, we want you to take our logo off this page immediately. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I will. I said, thing is though, is I'm like, I'm just giving you free advertising. I don't understand what the big deal is. I'm just trying to make, and that's my products page. And it's like literally I feel bad because I need to get into that and update this, but I literally spent a month scouring the internet for all the different oil companies, and I got their logo. I pasted it in a nice thing on the page, and each one has a link directly to their pages. And the reason I did that was because I wanted people to like have one place to go where they could go look and be like, oh my God, there's all these different products. I can go through and just check out, it's a quick and easy way for everyone to check out as many different oil companies as they want. They can research them, whatever. And so I had found yours, and, it was in that month of me adding them. So, I got feedback from people. Like I said, people were emailing me back. People weren't, and some people would be like, well, I'll send you some stuff. And so I'd be like, all right, and then that was it. It was like never like any follow-ups on either end. And it was just like, what's the benefit of, whatever. So, but you email me back, we start a conversation, you send me stuff, and we start a relationship. And then here we go. We're a year and a half later or whatever. And, we've met each other. We've talked many times. We've helped each other out. And like I said, I believe in your product. I think it's awesome. I highly recommend it. And I'm going to do everything I can to help get people to know about it, to learn about it, and to want to try it out.
Thank you very much.
Because that's what friends do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, I knew you can tell if somebody's trying to scam you, the first 2 seconds, you know what I'm saying? So why would I, if I go at you in an offensive manner, then of course you're going to be defensive about it.
Yeah.
So I just, hey man, like what is this for? As simple as that, And if I can read bullshit the first 2 seconds, then that's it. Okay, man, you know what? Can you take my stuff off? I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But if you see there's an opportunity, you're actually looking out for me without me even asking you. You never asked me for products. I told you, hey, would you like me to send you some stuff and try it out?
Yeah.
That way what's on your page. Yeah. So if somebody do ask you, hey, what's this Pulpo stuff? Oh man, they're amazing. Well, or, hey, they suck, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, and that is the thing too, is I've never advertised myself as someone like, hey, send me your stuff. It's always, if you come to me and you offer and you want me to, I will. I'm not out there. I'm not in the business of trying to accumulate as much different things as possible. Mm-hmm. I'm in the business of making relationships, becoming friends, and helping friends out. That's what I do. So now we're gonna kind of twist this not twist, but the next phase of this story is one of the things when I was doing a competition last year, and you were like, hey, what size shirt do you wear or whatever? And you end up sending me a really beautiful hoodie that I love. It's my favorite hoodie. In fact, I wore it in Detroit last night. But so I wore it to the Steel City Beard and Mustache Club's Beards for Beasts competition. I think it was last year. Yes, it was last year. And as I was walking around, I had someone come up to me and they're like, oh man, Pulpo Beard Oils. Do you know Pulpo? And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, yeah. But, we started talking, and it was, it was one of those, like, I didn't realize that, and this person was from California.
Yes.
And she's like, oh yeah, I believe you guys had just met at the competition that in fact was just this past weekend in the one in Arizona. What the heck was that?
Well,
one?
she bought the patch in LA.
Yes.
I had a table in the LA competition, and she bought the patch, and she bought some oils, and then then your encounter happened.
Yeah, and and we're talking. This person is Crystal Davis, who is one of the premier Whiskerinas. I did an interview with her a few episodes ago. She's like the most awesomest girl ever. She's just great, so much fun. I just love her to death. And yeah, so she had the patch, and so we started, that right year. Okay, here we go. I can thank you for this one too, because of that sweatshirt and that you gave to me, and the patch that you got to her. That started our friendship, because
that's awesome.
That was our connecting factor, and now we are really good friends. And
I actually just saw her yesterday, because she's the one that told me again last year in the Hellbound in Arizona. I'm there, and I believe I have one of my shirts, of course, and she comes over to me, and she just turns around, and she had this vest with my patch on it, and she's like, "Oh, look, I got that patch." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I remember you from LA." So I start talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I just ran into a guy, and he was wearing your hoodie. Was it St. Louis?"
No, it was. If it was me, it was in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So she was like, "I ran into this guy." It was you. I know it was you.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm thinking like, who do I know in that area that has bought a hoodie? You know what I'm saying? Because I know my clients. And then I was like, hold on, that's Scott. And that's when I hit you up. Hey, did somebody talk to you about, the hoodie, blah, blah, blah? She's like, I just ran into her. I actually saw her yesterday because I just came back today from Phoenix because we were at the Hellbound.
Yep.
Last night.
That's right. And that was you had asked me too last year, hey, you going to it? And I was like, man, I wish I could. Maybe next year. But that's another competition that I really want to go to as well. And unfortunately we were in Detroit last night for the Murder City competition. And but yeah, congratulations to Crystal. She got third place in her category. And I have yet to, since it's been one of those whirlwind weekends where you go to a comp and then you're like trying to catch up the whole next day. And I have really yet to log on to Facebook to even check out what happened down there yesterday. Yeah. So I don't, I saw that she got third place, and that was about it so far. I haven't dove into anything more. But so as I've been going to more comps though, here's the thing. The patches keep popping up everywhere. I keep seeing guys with these patches on their jackets, the octopus. I'm like, it tickles me pink. It just makes me so happy that your stuff and your image and your logo are all getting out there in front of all these people. And, it's such a good design. Your logo, it's such a good design that it's just, people want it. And that's a good gateway to get them into, trying the oils and stuff like that. Just like you say, you sold almost 400 t-shirts, and then that kind of leads you into the oils and stuff. Yes. So that just goes to show a good design can sell the product, and you have the good product to back it up.
Exactly. That was the main thing too. I just didn't want to be a shirt company that makes oils,
Yeah.
I always wanted to be an oil company that has shirts. And for that, I always did my best to make sure that, the logo actually meant something and it represented something. And if the logo is badass, then the product has to be badass.
Okay. Now here's the other question. What's with the purple? You and your purple ties, your purple shirts.
You know what's crazy is, again, goes back to the main design of the octopus. When he made it, it had purple on it. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't have to go with purple. I can definitely go with, a different color or this and that. But, again, goes back to being original. How many oil companies have you seen that rock purple, as the main color?
Not. Everything's all black. Yeah.
Black, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red.
Yeah.
Black, white, that's always the combination. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna rock this freaking purple. I'm gonna rock it. And, I didn't have a favorite color. I'm like, you know what? I'm going for it. And not a lot of guys rock purple.
No.
And I always try to go buy some running shoes, purple. No, all the purple shoes are in the girls section. And I'm over here pissed off because I want those purple shoes, but they're the girl shoes.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Oh, well.
And I noticed that. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to rock purple. And now it's gotten to the point that when somebody sees purple and they has to do with beard oils or anything, they either automatically think it's mine or they contact me like, hey, these guys are using purple. They believe that I own the color purple in the beard, And the same thing with the octopus. Dude, oh my goodness. Every day I get a DM with somebody forwarding me some kind of octopus design. Like anything that's octopus, I get tagged on it. And if it's even octopus compared to like, if it's a bureau company, they're Kraken bureau company.
Yeah.
Or they're, octopus this or whatever. Automatically, I'll get a message. Sometimes with people that I don't even remember who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, these guys are using an octopus. I'm like, I don't own octopuses. Like, it's not.
You just came up with the best image of it.
It's just, it's just crazy how that worked, how it's gotten to the point that everybody associates octopus and purple with Pulpo Beard Oils automatically. So that's pretty good. That's a good way to associate a brand.
I mean, definitely your marketing. I mean, you've hit like a marketing gold in when it comes to that, which is nice.
So, yeah. And again, when I do competitions and stuff like that, I rock the purple.
Yeah.
And again, it goes to association. Hey, that's that guy that wears the purple and he has the hat, the Heisenberg hat.
Yeah.
Which that's a whole different story.
Uh-oh.
How the hat started.
Now tell that one.
So again, I was in Germany. I was stationed in Germany, and like everybody else, I ran into the whole, Breaking Bad. I love how he had that double personality,
Yeah.
Once he put the hat on, he thought that he was a whole different person.
Yeah.
I always liked that. So, I remember doing a trip with my wife in California, and we ran into a hat store. And I was like, oh, and I started looking and I found it. I was like, oh, this is the Heisenberg hat. And I bought it. And from that point on, I started rocking it. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to rock it.
Mm-hmm.
And, people look at you weird because you're wearing a hat. Not a lot of people wear a hat like that.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to rock it. And the main point for me was we had this competition in Instagram. And I did a video. And in the video, I wear the hat. And then I need a second video and I rock the hat. I was like, you know what? I like how this hat, I don't know, makes me look badass in the video, And I just started rocking it. So every time I went somewhere as a group meeting or meeting people, this and that, I just rocked the hat. And people started associating the hat with me. And then when Jesse did the design for the octopus, he put the hat on the octopus.
Jesse.
And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is gold, because it represents me completely.
Yeah. Well, that's nice though, because that having your logo be a representation of you even shows more about the personality and the originality of your product.
You want to hear something really funny? So I go to Miami for a meeting with all the bearded guys, and I'm walking around with no hat on, right? So I don't have my hat on. I'm walking around with my wife. We go to the bar, get a beer. Couple of people say hi to me, And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm like, hey, I tell her, hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to go say hi to some people. I put the hat on, and from that point to where I was actually going to go, it took me like 15 minutes because everybody actually knew who I was because I was wearing the hat. And I was like, what the hell? And I understood, like, they see the hat, they know who you are kind of thing.
It is that alter ego.
And It happened to me last night. I'm at my table. I actually had a vendor's booth in Phoenix yesterday, and I'm by my table. I don't have my hat on. I still hadn't gotten my outfit together, and somebody comes over, is like, "Where's the hat?" And I was like, "Yeah, exactly, straightforward. Like, hey man, where's the hat?" And I was like, "Oh, it's right here. I just haven't gotten dressed yet, because I'm running around." It's like, you got to put on the hat, man. You got to put on the hat. That's you. If you don't have the hat, it's not you. I was like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? How people identify out of, those three things, the octopus, the purple, and the hat. And that's what identifies me.
Well, that's really awesome. I just love hearing the story, like, of how literally went from nothing to something and grew so fast, and how just the logo itself really propelled you to be where you're at right now. Now, I have another question. Are you ready for this one?
Shoot.
Are you nervous?
Never.
Okay, good. So you have, you sponsor a certain, bearded fella, correctly? Do I know this to be correct?
Yes.
This bearded gentleman's a pretty big deal in the bearding community. Is that correct?
Yes.
He did pretty good at Worlds this year, and
he did all right.
Yeah. And he was recently on a pretty popular TV show this past week, I believe, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Now, why don't you tell us who this fella that rocks the Pulpo Beard Oil is?
Well, this gentleman is Mr. Nate Johnson, also known as Chops. I'm so happy to have him in my team. That dude is freaking amazing,
Yes, he is.
He walks into a room, man, and it's just everybody goes quiet, and then he goes crazy,
I'll tell you what, though.
Guy.
Not only is he crazy, but he is a fucking genuine, nice, awesome dude. Like, when I met him, I was like, wow, this is like, you're way different than I was expecting, but it was like in such a sweet way. Like, he's just a sweet, genuine dude. Like, and that's what makes him so awesome.
Unfiltered, that brother has no filter. But everything that's coming out of his mouth is what he really, truly feels.
Yeah.
You can just sit and talk to him, and there's going to be some shit that is like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. But at the same time, it's hilarious, and he has like no, bad intentions with anything.
Yeah.
He's pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's really great that you have, like, that you found a really good fit with someone that, and I remember him walking out on stage at Worlds and throwing the Pulpo Beard Oil name out there. Like, I was like, That's awesome, dude. That made me feel good. It felt good for, just to hear that, but it made me feel good for you that he. You know
what? I didn't even ask him. I honestly.
Oh.
Honestly. He told me the day before, because, he competed. I didn't even see him compete because I have to go. And I was so upset because I couldn't stay. And I texted him that morning off because he didn't even want to show me the design he had planned for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy how, simply is that, you know what, I'm gonna throw you a shout out. I'm like, that would be amazing. Like, I didn't tell him to do it. Sometimes companies are like, hey, you got to do it like this or that.
Yeah.
When it comes to my guys, hey, if they want to rock it, they rock it. If they want to represent, they represent.
Yeah.
I know what they're wearing. Once they get on stage, it doesn't matter what shirt they have on. It doesn't matter what they say. As long as they're representing themselves the proper way, I know what's in their beards. You know what I'm saying? I know why their beard looks that good, and it has to do with my company. Well, so that's enough for me of the promotion part. But if they say the name, yeah, amazing. So.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm proud as shit to wear your sweatshirt and to promote your stuff. I like I said, it is my favorite, and I have a ton of Beard Club t-shirts, Beard Oil t-shirts. sweatshirts from different companies, but the Pulpo Beard Oil sweatshirt is the one that I wear all the time. That is my favorite one. So, and
that thing is comfortable too.
Yes, it is. And my wife has one too, and she wears it to the gym all the time. And like everyone's always asking her, what is that? What is that? So you're getting represented very well in our small little town by my wife and I. So
thank you very much.
And I greatly appreciate you sharing those with us, because I mean, you didn't have to, but that just goes to show once again what a giving and genuine guy you are, and I appreciate that. Again,
it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? I know that every time, if anybody asks you about my company, I know, nothing but good things is, and it's not because I'm making you, I'm not buying you.
Yeah.
I know if it sucks, you will tell me, hey, man, this shit sucks.
No.
And I'm okay with that. I love, genuine people, tell it like it is, because that's how I am.
Damn.
If I don't like something, I'll tell you straight, hey, man, I don't like this.
Yeah,
so that's the best way to do it.
And that's the hardest thing nowadays. And it's been like that this forever. But, when you sometimes you just get people just be like, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome. And they don't like it. But they're just trying to give you, and that's not how we are. It's not a good way to be. It doesn't help anyone out in the long run, because it's, you could have a shitty product and I could be like, oh, it's great. It's great. It's great. And it makes you feel good, and you keep making more of it. And everyone else is like, well, this really sucks. And you think you're hitting a home run, and next thing you know, no one's buying it, and you're stuck with all this shit. And here, everyone just didn't tell you the truth. True. And I mean, I've done that with other companies too. Like they've asked me what I've thought, and I'm like, listen, I don't like it. But I said, you're a cool dude. I like our relationship. You're a nice guy. We work together. We do stuff. We're friends. And you know what? I might not like your product, but you know what? I'll still tell people. It just doesn't work for me.
Exactly.
But it might work for 20 other guys.
And that's one thing I have to learn. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everybody, there's people that like, a light oil. There's people that like a thick oil, there's just so many differences, but with Nate, it's been amazing. I talked to Nate for about, I don't know, maybe like 2 months. Probably like 2 months before the LA competition that year. That was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 2 months after. And I told him, hey, man, would you be interested, in being one of our guys? And he said, well, I don't know, man, because, there's companies that always come to me and tell me they want to do something, but it always falls through. And I'm like, look, man, I'm not rich, I want to get to that point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always say world domination, but,
that's what I want too. We all want that.
Hey, we all want that. But, I told him, look, man, I'll take care of you as much as I can, Again, I'm not going to tell him, I'm sending you to the moon and back.
Yeah.
I was being straight with him. Look, this is what I can offer. If you like it, let's do something. And that's the main reason I actually went to the Whisker Band last year. Because I knew he was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and I told him, hey, man, like, what do you think? Would you like to be a part of us? And I actually had a couple of my guys there with me. And he's like, well, look at my beer right now. And, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you remember the style he was wearing at the Worlds when he won first place, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see how he styled it with the little two loops in the bottom?
Yep. I will post, because I took a bunch of pictures of him at Worlds. So I will also post those pictures in the blog post.
Well, that's homage to my logo.
Oh.
So if you look at the two outside tentacles, they're rolling up. So he was wearing a similar style of that beard, blow it out to the sides, and then he had the little tentacles. They weren't completely closed. He actually had them a little bit open.
Yeah.
So it looked exactly just like my logo.
Oh.
And he's like, hey, he was like, let's do it. I'm ready. And I mean, it's been amazing since. Every time I go to LA, I try to meet up with him. Actually, he took me on the tour of Warner Brothers when he was working there.
That's what I want. When I go out there, I bet he has to take me on that. I'm like,
yeah. So yeah, he took me and my wife through a whole tour of the place, whatever he knew. He gave us his knowledge. Yeah, again, amazing guy. I've been part of the LA competition 2 years in a row, which, is run by him. And yeah, I mean, again, whatever he needs help with, I help him. Whatever I need help, with, he helps me. And we keep it legit.
All right. Well, I guess that's about everything that we need to cover. But now, if people are interested in going to find out more information, or they want to order something, try something out, they can just easily go to pulpobeardoils.com. Correct? That's the site.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
sir. And if they have any questions, we're on Instagram. That's probably the fastest way to get a hold of me. I'm the one answering the messages, so you're not gonna get whatever question you're looking for. I'm the one that's gonna answer it. We actually have brand new shirts coming out here in the next week and a half.
Ooh.
So I have a friend of mine. He lives in France, and he has his own unique style of art. So one time he told me, "Hey man, pick your favorite picture." He had bought my products already. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Pick your favorite picture and send it to me, and I will draw it. I will do my own little sketch of it." Mm-hmm. So I did, and then I told him, "Look, it would be pretty cool if you actually send it to me, because I will put it in my office." And he did a ballpoint pen. Oh my god!
You can't even talk, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Take two.
So he drew it and with using a purple pen, and he sent it to me in a purple frame and everything. And it's hanging in my office. So I contacted him a couple weeks ago. It's like, "Look, I love your art. I will pay for it. I want you to look at my logo and make your own out of my logo. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, I don't care how you make it. Just look at my logo. There's three main important things there: the skull, the tentacles, and the hat." Mm-hmm. And he did an amazing drawing. I'll text it to you. That way you see it.
All right.
And so I'm printing those shirts out. They should be done in a week and a half. So I'm really excited about those.
I'm very excited to see this. I got to check the website. It's been a while since I've been on the website, so I definitely am going to check out the website too. But like I said, I'm going to put links to your website. I'll put a link to the Instagram page. I'll put a link to Nate's stuff on there. I will also include pictures that I took of Nate at Worlds, and nice. Those will all be in the blog post for this episode. And like I said, if anyone wants to check it out, pulpobeardoils.com, they can go there, check that out. And we also discussed we may be doing a fun little giveaway. Pay attention for some more details on that, but we're gonna try to put like a little prize pack together for one of our listeners, and we'll get you hooked up with some Pulpo Beard Oil stuff. So like I
definitely.
said, I'll give more details to that. I'll make a link on my website to that, but the powers that be must discuss this at more great lengths first before we go. I don't want to be giving away your house and everything, but I know
shit. If you're gonna pay for it, you can take it.
But I know your wife and children need a place to stay. So
true. That's true.
So all right. Well, I greatly, I don't know how many greatlies I can give you, but I appreciate you taking this past hour out of your day to talk to me about this. I appreciate the wonderful products you've made. I appreciate the products you've given me to try out. I appreciate you as a human being. You are doing great things, and I hope I can get you in front of more people and help your company grow.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. I feel like it's, long overdue.
It is. I feel
not necessarily of me being in the show, just more like, just sitting down and chatting. I wish I would have had more time in Austin.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing is like, we had scheduled to do this last week, and, you had stuff come up, and I was the same thing with me too. It's like, sometimes work comes up, family stuff comes up. What we do is our hobbies, our passions, but we always have to remember that we need to have our jobs to make the money to do our hobbies and our passions. But we also have to pay attention to our families too. And I know you're a really big family guy. I always see you posting pictures of you and your kids doing stuff.
Yeah.
And I love seeing that too, because you're such a family man. And it's like, I see that side more than I see the bearding side and the beard oil side of you. So and that's why I appreciate you so much more, because it's like, I know you more as a person than the beard oil guy. So like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to spend with me tonight.
Right. Awesome.
All right. And, we'll get together. We'll get together again here soon. And hopefully we cross paths sometime in the United States. Next year, I'm planning on doing a lot more traveling. So I hope that
that was my goal this year. I said it last year. I wanted to travel more, and for that, my wife works, I work with, have 2 kids. We're here in El Paso, so we don't necessarily have family support, because her family is in California, my family is in Puerto Rico. So it's really hard to travel sometimes. But, I made it to Sacramento. I made it to LA, to Worlds. Yesterday I was in Phoenix, did the 6-hour drive this morning. So I definitely want to, do a little bit more travel. But yeah, so I might have to go up to Ohio. That'd be nice.
Yeah, we got our big competitions coming up in July of next year. So, hey,
July of next year.
Yes, the end of July. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but okay. I will also put that in the show links too, so everyone can, if they by some chance are going to be in the central Ohio area and they want to go to the best beard competition in the United States, they can find out more information about that. But dude, nice. Thank you so much again, and we shall be talking soon. And I guess that's all I got for you tonight, man.
All right, stay fresh.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
All right,
see ya. And cut. Thank you so much, Pulpo, for sitting down with me for that hour. You're a really great dude. I really appreciate everything that you've done to make such great products. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check them out at pulpobeardoils.com. And while you're also typing that in, when you put all that stuff into your cart, you're going to enter the coupon code TheBeardcaster, all one word, and you will get 15% off your entire order from pulpobeardoils.com. Now, that's only one of the cool things that we brought to you just because of this episode and because of the review that Brandon gave, and it was a very good review. I mean, if you guys really want to know all the technicalities of all the different scents and the oils that Pulpo uses in his oil, in these specific oils, definitely check it out. It gives an awesome breakdown of the health benefits, the psychological benefits, and the just the benefits overall of all of his different oils and all the different things that he puts into his oils. So make sure you check out thebeardcaster.com/blog/53. That's this episode 53 to get the blog with everything about this whole entire episode. Now, I told you if you stuck around, I would let you know how to enter to win a Pulpo Beard Oil prize pack. So what you want to do is you're going to go to thebeardcaster.com/giveaway, and you will go there and there will be a button that says enter here. You click on that and there you go. All you got to do is enter a couple things, and we're going to do a random giveaway in the next few weeks. So sign up and get your name in there. So make sure you tell your friends about this. I want someone to go away winning this great prize pack and feeling the same way I did when I got my oils from Pulpo, that there's something special about them. So I hope, best of luck, everyone. So, but like I said, more information on me, go to thebeardcaster.com. Social media is all there. You can email me at scott@thebeardcaster.com. And I guess that's about it for this episode. don't really have too much exciting things to share other than, once again, thank you for all the happy birthday wishes. And don't forget to check out pulpobeardoils.com. Enter coupon code TheBeardcaster to get 15%. And go to thebeardcaster.com/giveaway to enter for your chance to win one of 2 Pulpo Beard Oil prize packs. So that's it. We might take a little vacation during Thanksgiving next week, so if you guys don't hear from me, then hey, I'm enjoying some turkey along with my family, along with your family, but you never know. Maybe something might happen. Maybe I might do a interview the turkey for a Thanksgiving episode, so who knows, but I may be taking next week off. A lot of stuff going on, so if I'm not here, I hope you all understand. Don't be a hater, but I love all of you, and I appreciate all of you subscribing. Don't forget to tell your friends about the podcast. If you want to donate to my Patreon, by all means, go to thebeardcaster.com. At the top, there'll be a link that says support. Click that. It'll take you to my Patreon. You can donate however much you'd like. But thank you all. Once again, I hope you all have a great holiday. And until next time we meet, ciao.
If you move, I'll execute.